Hello, hello, and welcome to Wanted. Today is April 13th, 2024. It's Season 1, Episode 8. Today we're going to be talking about drawing tablets, Histories Tech, Diving Glove, Fallout Pip-Boy review, Foldable tiny home, outdoor TVs, paddleboards, Hallmark Sci-Fi ornaments, a curved gaming monitor, and new games to play. I don't have an intro for Wanted yet, but everything is powered by ohmtown.com. I don't have transitions either, but I am Merwat, and all around me is the sentient AI from the future.
Good evening, ohmTown citizens. There's quite a bit of clatter in ohmTown tonight.
Oh, okay. Yeah, apparently. All right. Okay, so we've got all 10 of our articles already selected, and I just did the rundown of them. So let's get right on into it. And I don't have transitions still, so I don't know. I don't like what I'm getting still 5 weeks of this. Anyway, the first article is over in Reality Hacker, the 5 best tablets for drawing in 2024. I've always been a fan of drawing tablets. The Cintiq is the one that I last used. It was a drawing tablet that was a monitor, so you could draw right on it and zoom in, kind of like an iPad, right? This was before iPads.
Whoa, that's way back.
And so now you can basically do everything on an iPad. And if you get the iPad Pro, you get greater fidelity. But anyway, the article is over at digitaltrends.com. John Alexander is the author. And doink, that is not what I meant to throw into the chat, but that's okay. You can go straight to that one, or you can follow that link through ohmTown. It is what it is. And those of you who are over on YouTube or downloading the podcast, it's in the show notes, these links, because we're not streaming over to YouTube yet, but I'm considering it. That said, the best 5 drawing tablets. The article is over at digitaltrends.com, written by John Alexander, and I'm just going to get straight on into it. And look at that. Hey. So most of these I know.
There's the Cintiq.
All of these I know. I've only used 3 of them. So the Apple iPad Pro 6, great for tablet. It's a great tablet, works well with drawing. It absolutely is. And it's almost foolproof. Like, there's no way that you can mess this thing up, misconfigure something, etc., etc. It's all enclosed in its own little package. You don't have to buy anything else. You don't have to, other than the pencil. But it is limited in certain things, like with the Wacom properties. There's a bunch of different styli that you can use, and there's some people that say that it's called Wacom, but the last thing that I've heard from their corporate office is that it's Wacom. Anyway, so the Apple iPad Pro 6 would be my go-to. It has great battery life, it has great quality, build quality, and it maintains its value. I've never had a problem, knock on wood, with any iPad that I've ever owned. And I've always been able to either trade them in or sell them at a significant value. So minimizes my repurchase of another newer model or whatever. So I would recommend an iPad, hands down. That said, if you want greater options, then you go with the Wacom Cintiq, because there are more tools available. And it says it's an
And I'm
artist
assuming those are more affordable than an iPad as well, to just get a tablet.
No.
A drawing tablet?
No. I mean, drawing tablets, yes, in general, but not necessarily the Cintiq. It really depends on what you get. Then there's and we're going to go through them. There's pictures and descriptions and stuff down below. But I'm just going to give my particular take. If you have questions, then feel free. And if you're in chat, then feel free to throw a question in chat too. So the Wacom Cintiq It says the Pro 16, and so it's a 16-inch display. It's significantly bigger than an iPad. Um, Odds on, it's a 16-inch based on that. So it's an actual display. Um, we'll have to take a look at it, but you basically you can put your hand on it sometimes, but if you don't have the non-conducting sock on it, then your fingers activate stuff when you're drawing.
That could be a problem.
Whereas the iPad Pro turns off that finger sensing when the pencil is applied. Remarkable 2 is the only one that I don't really know about. It's a smart notebook, and you can draw on it. I know about it, but I've never used it. But it's the Remarkable 2 is an e-ink smart tablet. So we'll have to take a look at that when we get to it. The Amazon Kindle Scribe is also the one that I haven't messed with. It says if you like to doodle in book marges and add sketches to your digital journal, then it's the Kindle Scribe. But it's a Kindle first, and then it's a notebook second. And then
right.
Microsoft,
so that might not be equivalent to like a Cintiq.
right. Well, it's far from. Yeah, you'll see why when we get down to it. But so the Cintiq is full color. It's a display. Remarkable 2 is not. Kindle Scribe is not. The iPad Pro is full display, full range color, high resolution. And the Microsoft Surface Go is a tablet, full color. It's basically a tablet computer. So they say great budget doodler because it's basically on the same. It's at parity with Apple, the iPad, not the Pro, but just the iPad. So there's the iPad Pro 6. And it has the pencil. That pencil is sold separately, and it's $129. So it's not necessarily. And then the iPad Pro is expensive to begin with. So the Pro is typically, I think it's the same. Like 8.5 by 11 is what a sheet of paper you could place right on it, and it fits within the borders.
But we still don't know what they're going to do with the new Apple Pencil, right? The new one isn't out yet.
There's a new one that has not the newest of the new. There's one that has been released that has this stupid little charging adapter at the end cap that I just want to smack whoever it was that came up with that stupid idea. It's the same stupid idea as the mouse that you have to set on its edge so that you can plug it in to charge it.
Which is real handy because you know how you normally use a mouse, right? Definitely vertically.
You know, AI, you're supposed to keep me out of trouble.
I'm supposed to prompt conversation, which is not usually in the same direction as keeping you out of trouble.
That was not the prompt that I was. Okay. All right. We can prompt conversation, sure. This is going to end up being a soapbox if I don't back away from it. Stat. Because there's some stupid Apple products from time to time. We're going to lose them as a sponsor.
Which are not the focus of this article.
Or the show, really. Until the actual... Well, that's not true. This is wanted.
This is supposed to be wanted, not wanted.
All right. You're right. So I want the Apple iPad Pro 6. But it's great. You can actually get covers on it that are referred to as paper-like, and the cover allows you to draw on the tablet with the same level of resistance from paper. So it's not like you're wearing silk pajamas and you jump in the bed that has satin sheets and you end up stuffed in the corner with your legs in the air.
Because you go, wee!
Yeah. So the natural sheet of glass is really slick, so the pencil just glides along, but the paper-like cover that you can put on it adds a little bit of a blur. It's very, very subtle, but when you draw on it, it feels like paper, so it's really cool. But it messes with the nib too, so you have to replace the nib from time to time, depending on how hard you draw. Anyway, I've always liked the iPad, so I've gone through various iterations of it. But the Pro, the higher end one, has ProMotion and da da da. I mean, it's just an artist's dream, really. So the 12.9-inch one is what they're referring to. So as you can see, the Wacom Cintiq is very close to it, but when you get right down to it, this thing here, let me see if they have, yeah, see, it's a 15.6-inch display. So technically, it is a monitor. So
Oh, I didn't realize that also was in 4K.
yeah, but it must be connected to a PC. So you can't just carry it around. You have to have a PC. You can connect it to a laptop and it acts as a display, but you can get additional tools that work within it, like an airbrush that's shaped kind of like an airbrush so that you can get that fine motor skill fidelity. And it really is pretty amazing for what it does. But again, you have to attach it to a PC. So there's all these caveats throughout all of this. And by the end of this, you're going to go, okay, there's only one real solution. So there's the Remarkable battery
Pen and
life.
paper.
It's pen and paper. Yeah, but it's digital and you can export stuff from this. Battery life is tremendous. You can sit there and scribble on it. I think that it's great for people who don't want to carry around a tablet or a laptop but love to doodle. Then this is Remarkable. And honestly, I want it. But here's the thing. The price for this thing is bananas. They don't even have it up here. And I don't want to
Can you
click
see
that
the
link.
price by mousing over or no?
No.
Maybe not. Okay, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, go and look for the Remarkable 2. It's not cheap. But it is grayscale, so you only have that level of fidelity. But I think
Well,
that
it's all over the place. Looks like $199 up to like $449.
yeah, and so it depends on what you want to get. Remarkable 2, by the way, is the more expensive one. But it is, I think that it's amazing technology, and I think that it would be a great gift for somebody that likes to doodle, but my goodness, the price is outrageous. And then the Amazon Kindle Scribe is basically the same as the Remarkable, except that it's a smaller form factor. And it's a Kindle, so you can actually read books and stuff like that. So see limited Kindle app integration. And then you have the Microsoft Surface Go, which basically is an iPad, the Windows version of an iPad. None of the ease of use, though, of the iPad. So you get all of the headaches, pain, and suffering of Windows 11 or 10 or whatever. But it is, I've had one of these. Actually, there is one still in ohmTown. And this little thing is kind of squidgy, and you lose this from time to time, and you never seem to have that kind of a problem. Oh, and charging it is wonky, depending on the generation. This generation may have USB-C to charge it, but previous iterations had a proprietary power connector, and once you lose that, you're up a creek. So anyway, I do love the Surface Go footprint. I'm not a fan of Windows in general. I suffer through it because of what I do. But it is what it is. I want this as a tablet to scribble with. I definitely want the Remarkable, but I want it at a lower price. I want the Cintiq if I was a professional artist doing this for a living. And for all around everything, the Apple iPad is definitely the go-to. That's what I want first and foremost. Okay, let's just keep
So
going.
the solution's not pen and paper.
Well, you know what? I tell people all the time with books and all of the world's knowledge at your fingertips and everything, what you want is an iPad, because you can scribble all you want. You don't have to worry about eraser debris. You don't have to worry about carrying around a pad of paper. You don't have to worry about it getting crumbled up. The only thing you have to really worry about, and people in academia love, particularly mathematics professors, love to tell me, You know what I don't have to worry about with chalk and and a chalkboard? The power going out.
That is true.
I'm like, yeah, really. Go teach in the dark. That's what it's like when you're using chalk and a chalkboard. Anyway, that was funny. Maybe not. Let's keep going. Oh, okay. When the AI signals move on, I think I've lost everybody. The next article is over in ohmTown Daily, the most popular tech gadgets from the year you were born, or gadget from the year you were born. Honestly, I don't think this can go back far enough. This is from Business Insider. Matthew Wilson, Zoe Ettinger, and McKenna Manise, I guess, is the author, or are the authors. And let's see. Since 1950, there's been a new technological invention or innovation every year, which is kind of no shit news. The first iPhone was introduced in 2007, revolutionizing cell phone technology, and it's really because it became a brick phone like that, a candy bar, not brick, but candy bar phone. And so I'm curious if this is broken out by year. Okay, yeah, so this is a quite extensive article, so I won't be able to go through it all. But the link is right there, and you can go from 1950 all the way. Look how long this article is.
Oh my goodness.
Do we want to see anything? Oh, wait. There we go.
Oh, we could see. That one looks neat.
Yeah, it's the Apple II. Wow.
But this is really cool. So it has every year.
Yeah, something that has been marked as the innovation of that year.
That's pretty fun.
Laserdisc. The Walkman. That was revolutionary. And then the Discman came later. There's the IBM.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep. First compact disc player. This is the
Oh
beta.
my gosh, the camcorder or whatever. Like, that's a big deal.
Yeah, and this is the beta movie. Go ahead.
I mean, I was going to say, although that type of product doesn't really exist anymore except for professional photographers, you have to think that's what fed into like smartphones having video recording.
Yep. Yeah. And now you have converged devices. So like your iPhone or your Android phone or your whatever phone has everything merged into it. And I think that's pretty much the like perpetual innovation, is this micronization of technology. Look at that. The Macintosh, the original Macintosh.
It looks so odd compared to current computers.
Yep. And it's always been this one mouse, or one button mouse. Too bad it's yellowing. And then Nintendo. Okay, there's no way that I can go through all of these. They've got things like a pencil and toothbrush, automatic toothbrush, Tamagotchi. The first camera phones hit the market in 2000.
Oh, wow.
MP3 players, the iPhone. Oh, this is 2010. They stopped at 2010.
Well, I mean, I guess nobody reading the article was born probably before that time or after that time.
Really? They couldn't keep on going? Your kid was born this at this date, etc., you know? Come on. Oh. Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. So I don't think innovation, the Kindle 2 generation was released, is actually all that big of a thing, but these are cool. I like these little micro notebooks. Yeah, pretty cool. Okay, let's keep going though. The next article is over in Technology Today. Waterproof e-glove could help scuba divers communicate. So, oh, by the way, just to close the books on all of this, I want everything from this for a technology museum. Obviously, I'll never have that, but
Oh, yeah, that would be really neat. I mean, that would be a good baseline inventory right there.
yep, exactly. This next article is about a waterproof e-glove that can help scuba divers communicate. It says when scuba divers need to say something like "I'm okay" or "shark," to their dive partners, they use hand signals to communicate visually, but sometimes these movements are difficult to see or impossible. American Chemical Society. Sometimes we tap on our air tank too to get attention. Tink tink with the dive knife.
I mean, I guess you do whatever you need to do.
Yeah. So this is from the American Chemical Society, which apparently has created an e-glove that's waterproof that can send a signal to let people know what it means or what they're trying to communicate. In this one, the whole okay is okay. And depending on where we are, you do different signals, like you're okay, and like going like that, and go up and dive. And anyway, it's a lot of fun under the water, folks. Go learn how to scuba dive. You won't regret it. Well, yeah, I mean, you could regret it if you drown. Don't do that. I don't want you to do that. So e-gloves fitted with electronic sensors that translate hand motions into information are already in development, including designs that allow wearers to interact with virtual reality environments or help people recovering from a stroke regain fine motor skills. However, rendering the electronic sensors waterproof for use in a swimming pool or the ocean, while also keeping the glove flexible and comfortable to wear, is a challenge. And so, Fuxing Chen and Li Jun Qiu and Mingwei Tian and colleagues, thank you, wanted to create an e-glove capable of sensing hand motions when submerged underwater. You know what sensor would be really spectacular for that? That face sensor about emotions from the Reality Hacker episode.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Because it could stick on your face, and it was in and of itself, it was resistant, or at least waterproof, because it would have to resist your face's oils and stuff. So that whole thing was solid state. The little electronics at the very end was not, and it could tell micro action. What do they call it?
Like micro tells? Or
it wasn't micro tells though. Yeah, it could tell your emotional state based off of your facial expression. So just the fact that you're stretching the material caused it to detect when you were happy or sad or something like that. This is actually pretty bulky. And you're wearing a glove. And so when you go like that, it detects it. So I wonder how it does it. The other one used like a piezoelectric force strain sensor and stuff like that. This might be the same thing. The sensor, roughly the size of a USB-C port, is responsive when flexed and can detect a range of pressure comparable to the light touch of a dollar bill up to the impact of water streaming from a garden hose. The researchers packed 10 of these waterproof sensors within self-adhesive bandages and sewed them over the knuckles and first finger joints of their e-glove prototype. So it understands 16 gestures, okay, exit.
That's very responsive. A touch of a dollar bill to water streaming, like
Yeah.
that's plus that's such a weird analogy. Like nobody has any context for what that actually means.
$1. Like, how much does $1 weigh? Well, I picked up a dozen ducks today, little baby ducks, to help them over a curb in the middle of the road and stop traffic.
And how much did they weigh? And that was very good of you for doing that.
I'd say that it's about the weight of a dollar bill, like all 12 of them together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was pretty amazing. I can't remember a time when I actually picked up a bunch of baby ducks. Maybe when I was really young, but so yeah, maybe that gives better context. The light touch of a dollar bill is equal to maybe picking up a baby duck. So they applied a machine learning technique to translate sign language into words to create a computer program that could translate the e-glove gestures into messages. And it says when tested, the program translated hand gestures made on land and underwater with 99.8% accuracy In the future, the team says the version of the e-glove could help scuba divers communicate with visual hand signals, even when not clearly able to see their dive partners. And hate to break it to anybody who is in this situation, you should always be within visual distance of your dive partner, because if something mechanically goes wrong with your gear, you have to rely on your dive partner. It's called buddy diving. You don't leave your dive partner.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
You heard it here first.
you heard it here first. I was really gunning for being a dive master. I wanted to be a dive master. And then I relocated before I could complete that. And anyway, ohmTown is not near water because electronics and water are kind of at odds.
Yeah, they're a bad combination usually.
That's okay. Let's keep going though. The next article is, well, the Fallout version of a dive glove, I guess. Fallout with much more information available through it. The Fallout Pip-Boy review, a wearable fit for the wasteland.
As we all need.
Yeah. All of the vault dwellers coming to the surface. It's hard to say what precisely makes a design timeless. Some classic gadgets are simply beautiful, while others remain functional years after they come out. The list of truly timeless products in tech is small, but there's one name that looms large. Robco Industries Pip-Boy. Let's go look. So right there's the Pip-Boy. It says it may have been designed for Vault-Tech's underground bunkers, but the wrist-worn device has become a must-have for life on the surface, and I want one of these. Andrew Webster over at TheVerge.com put this article together. And so it says here, for those who have been living under an irradiated rock, a Pip-Boy is a wrist-worn computer that, despite originally being meant for the pre-war world and later life inside a Vault-Tech vault, has become an indispensable tool for survival out on the wasteland. If you've not heard about this, then you should go and watch.
Then you have been living under a rock.
Maybe irradiated.
No, I don't know. Yes.
Go and watch Fallout. It's on Prime. So,
the show, correct?
Yes, the show. Although you can get a really big package of Fallout games over on Steam right now for a low price. I don't know what the total price actually would end up being, because I think it was only something like $30, and I got something like 8 games. Hold on a second.
There are also some free games somehow associated with the show.
Yeah, I got 8 games, all Fallout. So Fallout 2, 3, 4 VR, 76, New Vegas, and Tactics. And on top of that, a public test server for Fallout 76. Fallout 76 is an MMO style game, but doesn't cost anything to play it once you buy the game. It can cost you, and you can spend money there, but that's not what this article is about. This article is about the Pip-Boy. So the Pip-Boy is dominated by a monochrome always-on display. What the screen lacks in pixels, it makes up for accessibility. It's bright and clear enough to view anywhere, whether in the blinding sun of the Mojave Wasteland or the dank depths of the Yao Guai cave. You'll definitely want to check regularly because the Pip-Boy tracks all kinds of useful health information. The display will let you know not only when you need a stim pack, but also where on your body to apply it. And perhaps most importantly, it has a built-in dosimeter and audibly lets you know when there's too much radiation around. So be careful who you allow in your vault, because I don't want to spoil anything.
Yes, well, yeah.
So there's more in this article, but they're kind of going through some of the stuff about the Pip-Boy. The rest of the functionality is a smattering of basic but useful features, a flashlight for navigating in the dark, simple games for rare moments of downtime, and the ability to look at photos despite the fact that the Pip-Boy doesn't have a built-in camera. None of these are must-haves, but they do give the device a slight leg up over the competition, not that there are any competing devices anymore. Dun dun dun. So they literally went through and reviewed the Pip-Boy from Fallout. I love it. Yeah. I want one of these. And you can actually buy like a
replica or something.
There you go. That's a better word for it. A replica, an enthusiast product. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going though. The next article is over on the Hedge Ideas channel. Yes, you can buy a foldable tiny home on Amazon. And it's now selling for less than $12,000. I might actually just buy that so that I can set up a studio bigger than what I'm in right now. We'll see. It's $12,000. The waterproof and flame-proof house was listed around $35,000 a few months ago, but let's go take a look at this. Hopefully it's actually, they got a picture. Sharon Shibu over at entrepreneur.com put the article together. It weighs nearly 8,000 pounds and requires the buyer to use a crane to unload it. The tiny home is an Amazon bestseller in garden houses, and the tiny home on Amazon is selling for less than its original asking price.
How much do you think the crane costs to rent?
$5. $3.50.
I
have no idea. An Amazon tiny home that measures 19 feet by 20 feet is now selling for $23,000 less than its asking price in January, per data pulled by Entrepreneur from third-party price tracker Keepa, which might be meta marketing for that. The tiny home, which comes folded neatly in a box and expands outward, weighs nearly 8,000 pounds and requires the buyer to prepare a crane to unload it. So it just... The heck? That's amazing. Can it handle winter? Can it handle anything? Is it how soundproof is this thing? Will barking dogs...
I don't know. We need a full specification list.
Will barking dogs penetrate this with ease? The tiny home is
what
made
happens in hurricane winds?
I don't know. It says it's a steel frame, flame-proof wallboard with waterproofing and thermal insulation. Oh my god, this actually might be spectacular. The seller claims that the home is earthquake resistant, grade 8, wind resistant, grade 10, whatever that means, and able to withstand a heavy snow of up to 6.6 feet. Oh my god, this might actually be perfect. Why does it look bigger than it? I'm really afraid. Is it really that big? How big is this thing? It's 19 feet by 20 feet.
Which is pretty good size, I would say, for a tiny home, right?
Yeah. Hold on a second. Yeah. So, yeah, it's, yeah, it's pretty big. Sorry for the dead air. I'm actually trying to figure out, I wonder if, no, should get this. Anyway, so with home prices on the rise and inflation increasing faster than expected, potential home buyers are expressing interest in tiny homes. They talk about a YouTuber that bought a house on Amazon. If it is this, then no, it's not this. So last week this person, YouTuber Unspeakable, who has 17.2 million subscribers, posted a video 2 months ago where he and his friends unboxed an Amazon tiny home. This week, he documented spending 24 hours in the tiny home and found that even when a tree fell on the house still stood. Though the tree created a dent in the roof, the house did not seem to be fully waterproof, though, with leaks forming when the Unspeakable team blasted it with snow. Yeah, it would have to be absolutely waterproof. Unspeakable's unboxing video of the home also received 13.6 million views on both YouTube and Twitter, inspiring reactions such as, "This is just about the only house I will ever be able to afford." Oh, I kind of agree.
Well, I think it's really cool.
Their home, which is listed as the Cherry Industrial Expandable Prefab House, was $18,000 with a $1,000 coupon on Amazon at the time of the writing, a drop from its $40,000 price tag in January. But this house is a different one. It's not the same. It's the Jacksonore prefabricated home.
Right.
Versus
Still,
the one
I mean, both of those sound like they're at a good price.
Yeah, I dig this. I'm gonna have to go and take a look at it. The next article is over in Reality Hacker. This outdoor TV has a $600 discount in time for summer. So, I want an outdoor TV because I don't want an outdoor projector. The projector is always susceptible to, if you're using just a movie screen, then it's susceptible to the wind and whatnot, right? And you have to bring the projector in and out or put it in a weatherproof container. Not always easy to have to babysit, but a TV that's weather resistant, weatherproof, it says outdoor TV, then you can place it. It won't be as big by any stretch, but it's still something that's semi-permanent. So it says here, get your shaded porch all set up for summer with the awesome Sunbright 43-inch outdoor TV, which is currently $600 off at Crutchfield. The article is over at Digital Trends. Jennifer Allen is the author, and that's the TV. It says a true outdoor television. So $600 off brings it down to $1,000, $1,059, but it's an outdoor TV, so it can resist the weather. And it says here, perfect for enjoying your favorite shows or movies while outside in the shade. Here's everything you need to know about it before you buy. The light will probably impact this. Direct sunlight will probably ruin the experience no matter what. So that's why they keep hinting on the shade. Then they call it
right,
Sunbright.
like if the sun's blocking your view of whatever you're trying to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it makes the colors wash out, or you get a horrendous glare. It acts like a sheet of mirror and then blinds you like you're staring into an eclipse. Don't do that. A lot of dummies did, by the way. Why do your eyes hurt? Let me guess. You stared at the eclipse. Anyway, designed for shaded outdoor living spaces like your covered patio, deck, or porch, the incorrectly named Sunbright 43-inch outdoors TV is a powder-coated aluminum exterior, multi-fan airflow system to keep the unit cool and dry in temperatures up to 104, which is amazing, and as low as -24. Dear God.
Wow, I mean, you can use this in like Alaska, maybe.
My goodness, that's amazing. So it would be great. It's something that you could put on your deck. And then, as you're entertaining, you could just pop this thing on, like if you have it mounted in a certain place where it's hidden, you could just slide it up, put it on the other side of your patio railing, and then you just slide it up and you can watch.
Yeah, I mean, you could use this for upgrade like your sports events, right? Which you might be having inside. You could have them out.
You could have them outdoors
which would
as
be
well.
Nice. Yeah.
Watch the TV out there as well as inside, and people can come and go as they please. Yeah, I think that this is pretty amazing. Although, again, if you don't have a shaded area, you're going to fall prey to sunlight no matter what. It's weird that they would call it Sunbright 43 and then you have to put it in the shade. It's goofy. Anyway, I want it still because I want to be able to barbecue out on the deck and have the TV just sitting there instead of having to peer through, windows to look into I know, mayoral problems. It's okay.
Exactly.
Let's keep going. The next article is over in Technology Today. Best stand-up paddle boards for 2024. I know that there are some people out there that have aspirations to have, what do they call it? river, a river around the estate, so that you
Oh,
can
like are you thinking of like lazy river?
a lazy river. Yeah, so you have a. There are some that have aspirations for a lazy river around the mayoral mansion, and maybe, just maybe, you want a stand-up paddleboard for 2024. So are you looking to spend some time on the water, not in the water? Consider a stand-up paddleboard. This is a CNET article. So the best overall paddleboard is the Boat, I guess, BOTE, Breeze Arrow. And then that's $699 direct from Boatboard. Dick's Sporting Goods has the best solid paddleboard, the Connolly Voyager 2. And then there's a lightweight one, inflatable one, which that one sounds really weird. It's $445 from Isle, called the Isle
Right.
Pioneer 2.
That sounds handy to transport or whatever, but how sturdy is it?
I guess you can stand on it, I suppose. It seems weird. Mackenzie Dillon is the author over at cnet.com that put this article together. The best paddleboard for travel is the iRocker 10 foot all around Ultra. That's $700. Why is it best paddleboard for travel?
We have to look at the details.
Okay. So this is the boat. All right. So the main thing about these paddleboards is that they're kind of like a kayak slash surfboard, but there isn't a bucket that you kind of sit in. You know, there's no compartment really. It's typically flat, but shaped like a long surfboard. It's 10 feet 8 inches long, 33 inches wide. And you kneel on it or you stand on it, and you use a paddle to kind of push yourself along. And these typically are kind of like a kayak or a canoe. They've got straps on them so that you can store stuff while you're doing your paddle boarding.
Plus, you can put an inflatable seat on it, which makes it a little kayak.
Oh, cool. Yeah. If you get the
Which
kayak
is
paddle
neat.
to go along with it, you have your multifunctional board,
Mm-hmm.
which, I mean, a paddle board is a paddle board paddle is a longer kayak paddle because you're standing up.
Right.
I guess it's more
But
like
if you're
angle
really
of
into
attack.
water sports, you might not want to have both things unless you're a real
That's a different show altogether.
sophisticated. Yeah.
Never mind. Anyway, Connolly Voyager is the next one. It says it doesn't come with any extra accessories, but it's sold in stores like Dick's Sporting Goods, where you can go and pick up your own paddle and additional gear if you want, because the Connolly is sold at such an affordable price compared to others. Let's keep going. There's the lightweight paddleboard. It's the Retro Spec Weekender 10 foot. Why does that look so thick? The board. Weighing 17. Oh, it's incredibly lightweight. It says it's a... Wait. This isn't the one, is it? Yeah.
It's
This is...
actually not as wide as the other one that we were just talking about.
Well, no, it's really thick, but it says the Weekender 10-foot paddleboard is 10 feet long and 30 inches wide. It has a single layer PVC design with drop stitch tech. It comes with all the additional accessories you'll need, including a pump, 3 detachable fins, ankle leash. Am I missing something? Sorry, I'm trying to see. Am I missing something about these paddle boards?
I don't know. What are you looking for?
Why is there a pump?
Is that the one that's the inflatable one? There shouldn't be a pump.
Right.
But that one says there is too.
Yeah. This one says it has a pump, repair bag, or repair kit. This one doesn't, I don't think. Right? Yeah, this is the one that doesn't have anything though. This is the one that's sold in Dick's Sporting Goods. This one says it has a pump. Right? This one is inflatable. But this is the only one that said that it's inflatable. Type of board, inflatable.
Maybe those others are good in whatever
Inflatable.
category, but they are also inflatable.
This one is solid, and this one is inflatable. Huh. Interesting. I guess, but if it's 10 feet long, is this all rigid then? It doesn't seem like it. They seem to be sinking into it. Now I'm really curious about this inflatable nature of things. But I guess I want one to go and figure it out. This one is inflatable too.
Are we going to have an on-location episode where you're trying out different paddle boards?
Yeah, being chased by whales. All of these are inflatable. Yeah, except for one. Oh, this one is the best paddleboard for touring, inflatable or Infinity e-ticket touring. It's solid, and it's only a render. There's no picture of it. Interesting. Okay, there's a whole lot more over there for you, but we're gonna have to keep on paddling. That's a paddling. Never mind. Anyway, the next article is over in the Mobile channel. This Christmas, stare into the wide, wide eyes of Hallmark's new sci-fi ornaments. Spring may have sprung, the clock's gone forward, and it might be getting warmer again, but when you're Hallmark, the holiday season is forever, and never too far enough to start, or never too far enough, I guess. Too far away to start advertising your bizarre pop culture tree ornaments. And this year, the ornaments are staring, glaring back at you. The article's over at Gizmodo, and like many times, they have a slideshow. James Whitbrook is the author of this, and the deck statement says, Hallmark's annual bevy of wild sci-fi tree ornaments are here once again with tons of wild, weird choices from Star Wars, Star Trek, and more. So we'll click the slideshow and list them. Oh my god, there's a lot of them.
Quite a few.
Jeepers. So if there's anyone that you really want to take a look at.
Well, sure, 33, Grogu.
Hey, why is he sticking his middle finger at me? That's rude. So there are 42 of these. Oh, wow.
Can you get back to the list?
Go back to the list? Okay.
Oh, sure. How about Doctor Who, number 20?
Number 20, Doctor Who. There's the doctor. Come on.
I thought I was going to have a phone booth or something.
There might be another one. No. The Doctor Who Cyberman ornament.
Okay, number 4, Jurassic Park.
Geriatric Park. Old dinosaurs. There you go. All right. Well, there's 42 of them, so y'all can go and take a look at them. Shut down the garbage mashers ornament with light, sound, and motion. Wow.
Whoa, that one's like a whole scene.
It's pretty elaborate. Easily $1,000, right? I have no idea.
It's probably like $19.99.
Look, you're not going to get rich with that attitude. Captain Pike? Oh, almost in his little vehicle that he actually ends up with later on. That's eerie. Oof. Not sure I like that. Anyway, let's keep on going. You have a whole bunch of Hallmark sci-fi ornaments to take a look at. Prepare now. The next article is over in Reality Hacker. This curved gaming monitor is down to just $160, which I find amazing. So it really depends on what you're looking for. A 24-inch AOC G2 series curved gaming monitor, which is says already pretty affordable at $210, is now even cheaper at $160 at Best Buy. The article is over at Digital Trends, and Aaron Mamet, or Mamit, I'm not sure how they pronounce their last name, put the article together. It has a gentle curve, and that curve Some monitors have a steeper one, but this one is $210 off the shelf. It's $160 following a $50 discount. So why you should buy the 24-inch AOC G2, according to the author, it says you shouldn't expect the 24 G2 gaming monitor to match the performance and features of the best gaming monitors for its price, but it's still definitely a nice screen for playing the best PC games. The size is within the recommended range of 24 to 32 inches by their computer buying guide, and it's full HD. It's 165 hertz refresh rate, so it's not bad. It actually has AMD's FreeSync Premium to eliminate screen tearing. And it offers HDMI, DisplayPort, VGA inputs. Nobody's going to do anything other than HDMI or DisplayPort, and a 1500R curve on its standard. So it curves a little bit. So it says to keep you comfortable while playing for several hours, the monitor comes with an adjustable stand so you can set its height, swivel, and tilt, which for it to be tilted, I don't know. Anyway,
how do you
swivel.
tilt a curved monitor?
Yeah, well, I mean, you have tilt that goes like this, forward and back, and then you have swivel. So it's really weird to swivel a monitor. I mean, a curved monitor. Like that monitor right there is actually curved, and it's great. And it's high resolution, and it sits there and has this gentle arc. But turning it makes it look like it's curving over your head. Down on this level, if it's a slight curve, then everything stays within the arc of your neck, right? So everything is in focus perfectly. Because if you have a flat monitor, the edges are further away from your eyes than the center. So some find it easier on your eyes, but I've never really had a problem in all my years. So as far as cheap screens go, the 24-inch AOC G2 curved gaming monitor is one of the best ones that you can buy if you're going to want that. So you're going to want to take this chance to get an even cheaper price at Best Buy. But that's up to y'all. I want high resolution monitors now, moving away from 1080. Now, what gets streamed typically right now is 1080. But if you're going to plan for the future, you might as well get a good monitor, spend as much as you can afford. Don't go into debt to do it, but get the highest quality that you can actually get. There's a few things that you should really spend money on. Monitor, because nowadays the prices are really low for monitors.
And you only have one set of eyes.
And you only have one set of eyes. Get a good chair. Get a good table that's adjustable so you can sit or stand. They're really inexpensive. If you do it right, you can buy a custom top and separate legs, put it all together yourself. It's a fraction of the cost of something much, much more expensive. If you buy it all from, I'm not going to name a vendor because hell, I don't know. Maybe I want a sponsor at some point. I'm not a partner or anything. So anyway, AOC isn't bad. I've had AOC monitors in the past, and just to drive home that point, that curved monitor is an AOC. It just happens to be 27 inches. So anyway, I respect them, and the Asus one that I have sitting over here is has a hot pixel, and they refuse to fix it. So anyway, let's do this. Let's go on to the last article. The next article is in the Wanted channel. It's the last one for tonight for Wanted. 6 new games that the author can't wait to play. Between AAA juggernauts and low-profile indies attempting to find a niche, there are too many games released in any given month for the average gamer to keep track of. I agree. Even in months when the releases seem a bit slow, such as April, there are still dozens of titles coming out that, not even counting the games that are out on one platform, but are making their debut on others. So let's take a look at these. Jesse Lennox over at pocketlint.com, pocket-lint.com, put the article together. And the deck statement says April's releases are a little subdued, but you will want to put these games on your radar.
I think that's a new source for us too.
It is. It is. Biomorph introduces a unique twist on Metroidvanias, where you take on forms to explore and combat. Children of the Sun offers a supernatural sniper experience with puzzle-solving elements. And No Rest for the Wicked promises an isometric action RPG with potential similar to the Ori games. And I'm just going to run through these really quick. There's more in their particular discussion, but what I'm going to do is throw this into the chat, and we'll run through the 6 that they talk about, and let you go over and read more at pocket-lint.com. So what they have here is 1 through 6, but I don't think it's in any particular order. In Biomorph, you become your prey. So I've got it muted, but let me see if I can get into the game. So it's this side-scroller game. You can change dimension, like change shape, to solve various puzzles and eliminate the enemies, and you get to read the world building and see what all is going on. I don't know much about Biomorph, but it seems like it would be a fun side scroller. I know a few people in Hometown that would be appreciative of this kind of a game. So it will be added to my radar. How about number 2 on this list? It's just for the record. The release date was April 5th. And it says, if January's release of Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown gave you an appetite for more great Metroidvanias, it's a style side scroller. Don't overlook Biomorph. This game boasts a slick art style that looks like a classic cartoon brought to life, but with a dark edge to everything. Yeah. Then there's Children of the Sun. It says don't miss. I'll play that one. It's muted already, and let me jump right on into it.
Warning, not okay for kids to watch the trailer.
Oh, really? I skipped right over it. I'm sorry. I don't even get this, but that's okay. Let's just go down here. It says you are one girl with one bullet. Can you figure out how to take down an entire cult? Children of the Sun is a sniper game, apparently, with a supernatural twist. So No Rest for the Wicked is apparently in early access. Hold on a second.
That one sounds familiar to me.
Yeah, because we've actually talked about it in the show. Not this show, though. So hold on one second. So it's on my wish list, but I didn't think it was in early access. It says early access. So maybe April 18th is when it goes into early access. Okay. So this game, here, I'll play some of the trailer. The graphics in this is spectacular. The weight of your weapons seems to be embodied in your character's swing, and the momentum.
Oh, wow.
It's just amazing to watch people play these, because some people got early access to play it, but you're running across a bridge and you can feel the weight of the footfalls. You're climbing something and you're swinging back and forth. You're going to fight a battle, and when you swing your sword, you swing and it feels like it's weighted.
There's actual kinetics or whatever. Yes.
Yep. And so far, the story that I have seen is pretty amazing. You basically get hired to go and do something, and then blamed essentially for it. So No Rest for the Wicked seems like it's going to be a real blast. Ms. 5000 Watts is one of the people that played an extensive run at this. So if you go over to twitch.tv/ms5000 watts, you'll be able to see past plays of this, and I'm sure their YouTube channel has it too, but I don't think I've been to their YouTube channel. Anyway, seems like a blast of a game. I can't wait to at least watch. I don't know if I'll ever play this game. It's not normally my style of game, but you actually have base building in it too. So it seems like it's going to be a real blast. Maybe I'll get this game when it goes early access. It says, so technically the game isn't fully releasing this month, but rather entering early access. Still, what they've seen so far of No Rest for the Wicked has them interested enough to want to get their hands on it as soon as possible. So it's from Moon Studios, which previously made 2 Ori games. But No Rest for the Wicked is not another Metroidvania. This is an isometric action RPG where you play as a member of a group of warriors sworn to battle the pestilence. And you can already see yourself for how good the game looks. Just watch the trailer, then go and watch others that have played it over on YouTube or on Twitch. Discoverability on Twitch is hard for those videos unless they're named properly, so make sure that you go into the No Rest for the Wicked channel. Ayuden Chronicle 100 Heroes. I don't know anything about this, but yeah. So it's definitely a story-driven game, but I don't know that much about it, so I can't really talk about it to any real degree. They say the makers of the original Suikoden games broke off from their own, or on their own, formed a new studio to crowdfund the spiritual successor of what they were unable to make as an official sequel. So yeah, JRPG is what it's referred to as. But let's keep on going. Sandland is supposed to be really spectacular. There's a lot of discussion about it. But again, I don't know that much about it other than I've seen a couple of videos and some people have been talking about it, but I have not. It just seems like it has some really great world building. And it says based on the manga and anime series of the same name by the late great Akira Toriyama of Dragon Ball fame, Sandland is a Mad Max style game where you engage in vehicular and hand-to-hand combat. Yeah, and I remember all of this now.
I didn't know that was a game style, Mad Max.
Yeah, I guess Dune is probably going to be cataloged as a Mad Max base builder type of game. Yeah, this looks like it would be fun. The art style is pretty amazing. I really dig the art style. It's pretty cool. Okay, let's keep going though. Stellar Blade. How would you catalog that or categorize this? Yeah, I don't know.
I can't think of a game that it looks like.
Yeah, my brain is kind of trying to wrap around it. It's more like Final Fantasy games, and so you have these big bosses that you have to eliminate, and you are just this tiny humanoid or human. I don't know if it's actual humans in the game, but you know, you're just this tiny entity fighting these huge monsters and supernatural entities. It says if you're looking for a big budget AAA release for April, Stellar Blade is your answer. The game falls somewhere between a Souls-like and a character action game in which you face off with tough enemies that require careful blocking, parrying, and dodging. You learn the combos and all of that kind of stuff, and you fight it. Yeah, seems like it'd be fun if you're into that kind of thing.
I mean, that seems like a good batch of games, particularly in such a short period of time.
Yeah, it's definitely a broad spectrum of games
like
that
different
are
game styles. Yeah.
So I want No Rest for the Wicked by far out of this selection. It speaks to me mainly because it has a little bit of the elements that I really dig from a lot of the genres, like what is it? Doggone it. Like Diablo.
I don't know about that. Oh, okay. I was going to say, I just think it looks neat visually.
Yeah, the resolution of the graphics is amazing. Oh, that's something else that I wanted to speak about. No Rest for the Wicked's characters are amazingly drawn. So when they speak, and like they're supposed to present themselves as being sad, you really feel it. The way that their face moves, the way that they say their words, it isn't disconnected like somebody's doing a voiceover. It looks like that character is actually speaking to you. Nothing looks rigid, nothing looks like staccato movement. It's so fluid and realistic that it's going to blow your mind when you watch the characters speaking to you. It's so cool. Oh, and that's it. That's really it for today's Wanted. And yeah, this is the one that I want. So I just wanted to watch the characters. They're just amazing, very emotive, and just the technical sophistication. I think in the movement of the characters, they don't look flat. They're very rich.
So will you be playing this on your outdoor monitor?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, in that little tiny home.
Oh, I thought it might be while paddle boarding or something.
And the paddleboard will have the little lazy river around it. So like I'll have the outdoor house, or the tiny home, and then I'll have the moat to keep the zombies out. That's going to be filled with gasoline, and then the paddleboard so I can get across the moat. Make sense? It'll work.
I think it does.
I'll make it work. It's fine. It's fine. All right, folks. That's it for today. That is the end of Wanted. Yeah, this show is all about gadgets and gear and stuff that we want. So particularly what Mayor Want wants. So Mayor wants what Mayor Watt wants. I got it. Anyway, I'm Mayor Watt, and up there and down there and around me is the sentient AI. You want to say bye or whatever?
Good night, hometown citizens. Come back because we're not done for today. And
Nope,
also be back tomorrow.
We have one more show. Whew. Warcrafters. Dun dun dun. Why does this one show never do the outro? Bye bye. See you soon.